Om Shri Sai Ram. I offer my most humble pranams at the lotus feet of beloved Bhagawan. Dearest Swami, respected elders, dear brothers and sisters. It was the 29th of June in 1957. That was the day when Bhagawan planted a sapling on this hillock which leads to the Sanatana Samskriti Museum and the University ad block. Of course, at that time, both these structures were not there. Neither was the museum present, nor was the University ad block. Swami planted this Vatavriksha, this meditation tree, and said that people who have evolved enough, evolved sufficiently, will find themselves getting attracted to this tree, and they will derive great benefit by meditating under this tree. And before planting that tree, Swami had materialized a few copper plates, not at that spot, but on the riverbed of Chitravati. He had taken a group of devotees along with him there, and while talking playfully, he had cleared the sand and brought out a few copper plates with mystic markings on them. These copper plates were buried in the ground where this sapling was planted. On the same date, that is the 29th of June in 1957, Swami Satchidananda of the Divine Life Society Rishikesh, a direct disciple of Swami Shivananda, who was also present when this sapling was being planted, he spoke to all the devotees who had gathered there, and he narrated an amazing experience, an incident. He told Swami that, Swami, I would like to share this with everyone. Please permit me to do so. This episode that he shared has been recorded in the Satyam Shivam Sundaram, of course, but I would like to recall it once again here. What Swami Satchidananda said that day was a few months before, in the summer of 1957, Bhagawan was in a bungalow in Kodaikanal. That time Sai Shruti and all this ashram had not been set up yet at Kodaikanal. So he was at a devotee's bungalow, and Swami Satchidananda was with him. Out of the blue, Swami got up from his chair, rushed ahead, shouting, "Don't shoot!" and just collapsed on the bed there. No consciousness. It appeared as if Swami had become unconscious. Swami was in a trance, however one may wish to call it. Swami Satchidananda was there to hold Swami as he fell. He put him on the bed, and he did not know what to do. He summoned the others who were there, and they just sat by Swami's bedside. In about an hour, Swami just woke up, and he seemed to be in a great hurry. He got up and said, "I have to send a telegram." All of us know what a telegram is, because in the current generation, I don't think they will know what a telegram is. It has gone. A beautiful service that was recently terminated. So a telegram was the fastest way of communication then. And Swami said he wanted to send a telegram to Bhopal, Kodaikanal in Tamil Nadu, Bhopal in Madhya Pradesh, more than 1,000 kilometers away. Swami gave the name and particulars of the gentleman to whom it should be sent, and the message that Swami dictated was this. He said, "Don't worry, the revolver is with me." And Swami Satchidananda, when he heard this, he said, "Swami, I think there's going to be a problem. Because of the Arms Act in India, I don't think the government agency will allow to transmit such words. It will cause suspicion. I don't think we can send this telegram." Swami said, "It is very urgent, it has to go immediately." And Swami Satchidananda says, "Swami, can we use some other word instead of revolver?" Swami says, "You suggest some words." Says, "Swami, can we say instrument?" And then Swami thought and said, yeah, I think instrument also will do the job. Fine, he'll understand. And thus the telegram was sent, don't worry, the instrument is with me, Baba. This was the telegram that was sent to this gentleman in Bhopal. Now, who is this gentleman? This gentleman happened to be a person who had served in the army during the Second World War. And he continued to serve the Indian nation. After the Second World War, India gained independence. India became a republic. And when India became a republic, all the tiny kingdoms which were present in this subcontinent were all merged into the Indian Republic. They were either taken over with kindness or by force. Hats off to Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel for integrating the whole country into a country today. Otherwise, it would have just been many little parts. And when this reorganization took place, a lot of posts and positions had to be filled up because somebody might have been an important person in a kingdom. But now that kingdom no longer exists. So how to absorb him into the nation? So in this reorganization, this person saw many of his juniors get promoted and get good ranking jobs while he remained in the same position, which depressed him. He was not a devotee of Sathya Sai Baba, but he had married a woman who was a devotee of Sathya Sai Baba. And that woman, his wife, was not in town that day in Bhopal. She had gone to her mother's place. He was all alone, depressed, sad that the way things were happening and he had not got promoted. He did not see any more meaning in life. He decided to end his life. He had a licensed revolver. He went and picked it up and fired a shot in the air just to check that it is working fine. And then he braced himself and he put the revolver to his head to pull the trigger. And that was when a drama happened. How do we know that this drama happened? Because 4 days later to Kodaikanal came a letter that was addressed from Bhopal to Swami. Swami gave it to Swami Satchidananda to read. And it had all the details that I am now narrating. This person had decided to end his life and he put the revolver to his head when there was a knock on the doorbell rang, and he wondered, who is this now ringing the bell? Who has come to my house? So he just puts the revolver on the bed, covers it with a sheet, just straightens his clothes, what he's wearing, so that he's presentable, runs down and opens the door. And there he sees his college friend. The college friend is just boisterous, exuberant on seeing him. Oh, my friend, he comes and embraces him and gives him a big hug. And this person is overwhelmed. That college friend has come with his wife, and there's a porter who is carrying 2 trunks. We didn't have the VIP alpha suitcases those days. Things used to be carried around in metal trunks. So there's a porter carrying 2 trunks on his head, and this friend and his wife enter the house. And they start talking, reliving their olden days, and so much so that this military officer's mood totally changes. He's happy. He's very fine. He's talking. After about 40-45 minutes, suddenly the friend asks his wife to speak, and she asks, where is this military officer's wife? And he says, no, my wife is not in town. She has gone to her mother's place. And she is very disappointed. The friend says, oh, see, it is not right that we stay in your house. We want to stay here for just a day. If your wife is not there, it will be too much of a burden on you. He says, no, it's not a burden. Then he says, no, I've got another friend here. I'll go there. It's very nearby. So please understand, we can meet up if you want tomorrow, but now let us go. And the friend convinces him that it's not right that he stays at his house when his wife is not in town. Then he says, okay, where are you staying? He says, I'm staying at such and such an address. My friend is there. So I'll go there and stay with him. And then he waves goodbye and they leave. All 3 of them. The friend, the friend's wife and the porter with the trunk. Once he leaves, this military officer's mood has changed, his outlook towards life has changed, he's feeling a little positive. He's wondering, how on earth did I think of, killing myself? What would be the condition of my wife? All this I never thought. He just goes back, he decides to pick up his gun and put it back. He picks up the sheet and that revolver is missing. And he's saying, oh my God, what happened? He searches everywhere in the room, there is no revolver. Did that friend by chance come to this room? No. But what else? So he takes that address and goes in search of that friend. By chance he might have picked it up. Let me ask him at least, because a revolver can't disappear into thin air. So he pursues this friend to that address only to find that that's a non-existent address. There's nothing there. Even more bewildered, he comes back home, shuts the door, sits on his bed, wondering what on earth happened. The doorbell rings again. And this time it's a man from the postal office giving him the telegram which says, don't worry, the instrument is with me, Baba. When Swami Satchidananda narrated this incident to the assembled devotees there, he said, till now I have heard of Parakaya Pravesha, which means entering another body. It has been there in some of the stories of our scriptures, also it is narrated, where a yogi can enter an inanimate body. See a dead frog, you can go into the body of the frog. But what Swami Satchidananda said that day is, this is very, very unique, because this is not Kaya Pravesha, which means entering of a body. He said this is Kaya Srishti, creation of a body. And not 1, 3. And not just bodies, even the trunk, everything has been created out of thin air. And he said only an avatar can do this. And he revealed this to all the assembled devotees at the Vatavriksha, which still stands today, which has been converted into a beautiful monument, a beautiful meditation tree. When we speak of Sathya Sai being beyond space and time, it is something that we have to really think deep about to understand what it signifies, what it implies, because the implications are too profound, too huge. You see, on one hand, Swami does something as grandiose as this and is very casual about it. If not for Swami Satchidananda's excitement, it would not have been known to anyone of us also, and it wouldn't have mattered to Swami. Because God knows how many miracles have gone unnoticed. He doesn't do it, Swami says, right? It's for nidarshana. It is for showing the path, not for pradarshana, not for a show off. He says, what are my miracles? My miracles are my calling cards. That's all it is. What is a calling card? A visiting card is something we give to somebody just as a first introduction. Saram, I'm Arvind. Yeah, this is my card. What is there in my card? My name, my address, my phone number. That's all. Holding my card, you can't say you know everything about me. This is just an introduction to me. Hoping that with this card we will build on a long-term relationship. But what do? We hold on to that visiting card as if it's everything. You see, I may have 2 visiting cards. Depending on who you are, I will give you that. If I am meeting you because you are an event management company and you are going to manage my father's 60th birthday, I will give you a card which has my name, my home address and my phone number at home. If I am meeting you as a client, I will give you a card which has my name, my office address and office phone number. Now my client and the person at the event management company, they happen to talk to each other. He says, you know Arvind? Oh yes, I know Arvind. Yeah, he stays at Sai Pavan. He's at Sai Pavan residency. No, he's at Radio Sai. What are you saying? I spoke to him. I have had him. I have met him. I have talked to him. And it's very clear that he's at Radio Sai. No, he's at Sai Pavan residency. What's his number? 287236. No, it's 287423. And that's it. They start fighting. How foolish it is, but that's what we do. Yes, I am at Radio Sai. I am at Sai Pavan residency also. Depending on your need, I give you which place you need to contact me. Please don't fight whether I'm at Sai Pavan Residency or I'm at Bangalore also. I have an address there also. Because when I have to receive something from Flipkart or Amazon, I give that Bangalore address. Because many times they don't deliver to Puttaparthi. So yes, I give my sister's home address in Bangalore. Now if the Amazon guy comes into the fray, he says, you both are fools, you both are fighting about Puttaparthi. Arvind doesn't stay in Puttaparthi, he is in Bangalore. And he joins the fight. Where Arvind is actually, he is at Bangalore, he is in Sai Pavan, he is in Radio, he is actually everywhere. Just that based on our need, God too is everywhere. Then, so why do we come to Puttaparthi? Because for our need, Puttaparthi is helpful. For somebody else it is Tirupati, for somebody else it is Jerusalem, for somebody else it is Mecca, for somebody else it is Banaras, for somebody else it is the CERN laboratory in Europe, Fermi lab, for somebody else it might be Cambridge. Each one of us is on the mission to discover truth, and God is now no different from the truth, and He gives us an address to visit depending on our own aptitudes and attitudes and our needs. That's it. He's there in all space. Now, speaking about again space and time, I found a beautiful example that explains this thing about, we say Swami is beyond space. God is beyond space. What is meant by beyond space is so beautifully illustrated by this example. Why we find it so hard to, we may say it in words, Swami is beyond space. But we may act in a manner that is against that same conviction because we don't understand actually what is meant by beyond space. This example may help us to understand slightly better. Imagine the world of ants. An ant has more or less a two-dimensional existence. It always walks on one. If it's on this table, the ant knows front and back. The ant knows left and right. That's all is the ant's world. The ant doesn't know up or down. Even if the ant is walking on the wall, up, if it's walking what we call as up, as far as the ant is concerned, it is front and back, left and right. That's all the ant has. The ant knows only front and back and left and right. So now let us enter the world of the ant. The flat world. Let's call it the flat world, and in the flat world this ant is walking. We go to, say, let's name an ant. Suppose there's Atom Ant. We go to Atom Ant, and Atom Ant is a normal ant, has its house, lives in its house, daily goes and collects food, gets it back to the colony. It's happy living. Suddenly Atom Ant meets a mysterious ant who comes and tells Atom Ant, everybody, you're going to go in search of food, right? Don't waste your time searching for food. Atom Ant looks at this strange ant. Let's call this ant as a strange ant because it is having all ideas which are different from what the world believes. So Atom Ant looks to strange ant and says, what do you mean by saying don't go in search of food? He says, because searching for food is not the purpose of your life. If I don't search for food, I won't live. Atom Ant says, the strange ant says, okay, I'll give you food, but will you listen to me then? He says, how do you know? He says, you go straight ahead and take a left and then take one more right, you will find all the food you need. You get that, come fast, and then we'll talk about more important things in life. And Atom Ant is walking. He says, how does this person know? And it's going. Follow the directions, exactly finds food there. He says, wow, the strange ant is a magical ant. Huh? He has got some magical powers. He comes back and says, yeah, I found food. He says, that is the thing. Now, shall we discuss about life? Atom Ant says, see, today is a lucky day. I got food in the morning itself. I want to collect some food for tomorrow also if it's possible. Why not save for a rainy day? So let me do little more. I told you, right, I'll provide you the food. Just listen, don't waste your time in collecting food. There's enough food. No. Enough food for today. I don't have enough food for tomorrow. Usually where food I find, in that same direction if I go, I find some more food. Let me just go ahead little more, I'll find some more food. The strange ant says, no. Now you will not find food there. You go right side now and go here, there you will find. Atma Ant says, what is this? You are beating all the logic that we ants have discovered. Usually where there is food, there is some more food. Strange ant says, no, you go right this time. Atma Ant says, okay. And Atma Ant is walking and thinking, this strange ant maybe was lucky first time. I will not obey his instructions. Let me take this same. Let me trust my wisdom. Let me trust my knowledge. This is what has been taught to me. This is what my parents taught me. This is what my teachers have taught me. And so Atma Ant turns left again, and suddenly there is a booming voice. Atom, don't go left, go right. You go right, you will be right. Whoa, who is that? Looks front, looks back, looks left, looks right. Nobody is there. It is the voice of the strange ant. Atma Ant thinks, oh my God, I think, the strange ant is somewhere here. I am not able to see him. Because he is not front of me, he is not behind me. He is not to my left, he is not to my right. I think maybe he is inside me. He is able to see whatever I am doing. Okay. Or maybe that was a fluke. Again continues along the right, again hears the voice, you are disobeying me. Go to the left, continue, you will get the food. And Atma Ant finds it. And then Atma Ant discovers that this strange ant is amazing. The strange ant one day tells Atma Ant, your cousins are coming to visit you. How do you know they are coming? And they indeed turn up. Oh my God. Atma Ant says, you know what, strange ant, you are God. You know everything. You know where food is. You can just create food. Whatever you tell happens. You are God. Strange ant says, no. See, this is exactly the conclusion I don't want you to come to. Then, what is it that you want me? What is it that you have come to me for? What do you want to teach me? Listen, Atma Ant, what I want to teach you is, there's no difference between you and me. See, I'm an ant like you, right? Yes. You are also like this. Hey, how can I be like this? I don't know where food is. I don't know when my cousins are coming home. I can't do all the stuff that you are doing. Strange ant says, are you ready to give up seeking food, seeking your friends, seeking your relations, seeking your job, everything, and listen to me, then I will show you. I will show you what the truth is. Atma Ant says, okay. And then strange ant says, Atma Ant, I am going to take you beyond front and back, beyond left and right. Where you will take me? Because there is only front and back and there is left and right. Where will you take me? Strange ant says, come here. Holds the hand of Atma Ant and walks a great distance till it comes to a table fan. Atma Ant says, no, we are not supposed to go there, we'll die. You come. And then the fan comes on and the ants are blown off. And Atma Ant finds itself thrown off from its world. Off the table it goes. And suddenly, it understands there is something called height. Oh, there is something up. What do you see? Oh, that's my house. Oh, they're my cousins. They're coming home now. Yes. Oh, food is over there. You see, Atma Ant, I'm not doing any miracle. I can see everything. Food is there, so I know the food is there. Food is not there. I just know. I don't have to learn anything. I don't need training from my father and mother because I can just see everything. I can see your cousin. You can also see, right? And Atma Ant says, oh my God, all my life I'm struggling for food. All I need to do is just rise above. And I can see my food. I can see everything. Wow, this is beautiful. Strange ant says, right, Atma Ant, this is what life is about. Life is about beauty and joy. That's it. It's not about hunting for food, life, career. Just go beyond your world. You will realize that. And Atma Ant says, wow, this is phenomenal, fantastic. And then they fall back by this time. Fall back. The experience is complete. Atma Ant again can see front and back, left and right. But Atma Ant knows that there is something beyond them. There is something beyond and I want to reach that state. This had indeed happened, And what I'm saying is, this is a beautiful story, but it's very metaphorical because this is what happened to one of our college professors, Professor H.J. Bhagya. He had verily the same experience. It was just that Atma Ant had the experience in a two-dimensional world of a three-dimensional world from where he could look and understand everything. Bhagya sir says that it happened when he had joined the college, where Swami just tapped him on his forehead and he suddenly felt, he says, in his own words, he says, I can see myself going to college. I can see the college, I can see the bhajan hall, I can see the Puttaparthi, I can see the whole world. I am not in the world. The world is in me and therefore I can see everything. But I have my individuality. I am having that individuality, but yet I can see the whole thing. I can't describe it. And when I listen to Bhagya sir telling this, I wonder what he is talking about. Because that's what happened to Atma Ant. It comes back. It's in excitement. It goes to its friend and says, you know what? You're wasting your time searching for food. Do you know where food is? Yeah, I saw food is over there. You just go and see. Wow. Wow. Looks like you're a saint. No, I am no different from you. You know what? There's only one thing you need to know. What is it? The thing that you need to know is that there is something beyond this world. Boring. Not understanding. Now just imagine, Swami comes in his discourse, he starts Prema Swarupulara, embodiments of love. Divyatma Swarupulara, embodiments of the divine Atma. There's only one truth. You are God. Swami. They're not ready. How can you? What do you mean, Swami, I am God? I can't do things you're doing. Because you're refusing to believe that there's a world beyond your body, mind and space and time. And in order to introduce you to the world, I give you these visiting cards. These little miracles that show for a moment, that give you a glimpse of the unimaginable, of the omnipresence, of the omniscience, of the omnipotence. I am not strange ant. I have come as a strange ant to give each of you Atma Ant that experience. After that it's done. Because I am not bound by the two-dimensional world. I am a three-dimensional creature. God is not bound by a three-dimensional world. He is beyond that. Just imagine, if we can, intellectually think of it, what profound implication it has. It is actually based on this that Richard Bach has written a beautiful book called Jonathan Livingston Seagull. Just as I used the example of an ant, he has used the example of a seagull. It's amazing. It's an amazing story. I think it's one of his first books, and I am convinced that he didn't write it. He couldn't have written that because what it contains is the absolute truth of life. A phenomenal 100-page book it is. Jonathan Livingston Seagull. But it shows the truth that Swami always has proclaimed. Whenever Swami was asked, Swami, are you God? His response has been, yes, I am God. That is the response that the press people, that everyone take and criticize and says, look at this arrogant fellow, he says he is God. They forget that Swami always answers with two statements. The first statement is, yes, I am God. Second statement is, if you search, you will realize that you too are God. That part is just conveniently left off because it's not so sensational. But that is what we have to hold on, grasp, and see how we can also go beyond space and time, because we are supposed to be the same, like Swami. While that first incident of Bhopal, it definitely shows Swami being beyond space, time also, 2011 was when the physical ended. Swami gave up the body. In January of 2013, such a beautiful incident took place right at the Sai Sannidhi in Kulwant Hall. This happened to a volunteer from Kerala. Her name is Meenakshi. a poor lady. Duty for Kerala began on the 15th of January, on the 14th of January, I think. So they had all come here. She had love for Swami, she believed in Swami, she was from a very poor family. In fact, she had come to Puttaparthi on a ticket that had been paid for her. She wanted to come and do seva. She did not have money to come to Puttaparthi. Seeing her enthusiasm, somebody had paid for her ticket. And though her husband was slightly sick at that point in time, because she had this great desire to do seva, her husband had permitted her. He said, "It's all right, I'll manage, you go and come." So she had come here. And she got duty to wash plates at the South Indian canteen. Just a small point here, I have realized this over and over again. In the beginning, I have had instances where I have been rude, disrespectful to the people in that yellow and blue scarf, to the Sevadal. Today I have experienced and heard of so many such stories of Sevadal people. I realize that they are really gods in disguise. You never know, the person telling you to put your slippers in order might be a serving judge at the High Court. It has happened to me. You may never know that the person who is washing your plate has left her sick husband at home and come here saying that, "Swami, I'll do something for you." That is what Meenakshi did. I never know. I also know of a person, elderly man, serving as a Sevadal, as a watchman near one of the buildings. And because he took time to open the gate, somebody shouted at him. I felt bad because he was an elderly person, almost my grandfather's age. I went to him and I told him, "I'm sorry, you please sit down. They must have been in a hurry." He said, "No, it's no problem. This is all for my sadhana that Swami is making me undergo this." I was very touched that he was able to take this positively. But then he says that, I own so many acres of land. My sons are also doing so well. There is no kind of financial scarcity. If they know what has happened to me here, they have the influence and clout to politically bury that person. If that person knew who this fellow is, he wouldn't have treated him like that. But my question is, should we know who that person is in order so that we don't treat them badly? It's both ways. In the Sevadal training program, they are taught that every devotee who comes here is Swami himself. So treat with love and respect. Of course, there are times when the volunteers are rude. But I also feel we should keep this in mind, because everyone is divine. Each one is Swami. Every volunteer we meet, every devotee we meet, as much as possible. That's why Swami says, if you can't help, at least don't hurt. I might not possibly be able to help everybody I meet, but fine. At least I'll refrain from hurting them through my thoughts, words, or action. Anyway, coming back to Meenakshi's story, the Meenakshi was washing plates there, and one day, on the 15th of January to be precise, she notices that her Mangal Sutra is missing. The Mangal Sutra is an object that an Indian woman holds very dear. It is symbolic of her marriage. She never takes it off from her body as long as her husband is alive. And if her husband dies, she never puts it on her body again. It is tied by her husband at the time of marriage. So Mangal Sutra is more than just a symbol of marriage. It is almost synonymous with her husband's life. And when she lost this, she got very worried, because she thought, I have left behind my sick husband in Kerala. He doesn't have a cell phone because they can't afford a cell phone. What do I have no idea how he is, what he is, but I have lost my Mangal Sutra. So she went to her in charge and told her that I have lost my Mangal Sutra. And the in charge organized a hunt. There was this Radha auntie. Radha auntie organized a hunt in the whole of the women's side of the canteen. They searched even in the dustbins. By chance, has it gotten in? Nowhere to be found. 1 day, 2 days. Complaint was lodged in the lost and found. They have not found it. Meenakshi was desperate. She used to cry. So somehow they managed to go, and there was a CCTV footage. They're seeing through CCTV footage. But nothing much. There's only one camera in South Indian Canteen and you can't get anything much from that. Days passed. 20th of January 2013. That is the day of the anniversary of the hospital, the super speciality hospital at Whitefield. So they had put up a very beautiful program. The program went on late. That day, for some reason, it was just one more day of her service left, and Meenakshi goes to Radha Aunty and says, today I want to go and have darshan. Can I go? In middle of her duty. Now, Radha Aunty knows the emotional, mental trauma that she is going through, so she says, go ahead, go, yes. So she goes. She enters the mandir, she is in the line for the darshan, and as she is walking towards the Sai Sannidhi area, a little girl comes to her and says, did you get prasadam? There was prasadam today, and gives her a piece of the prasadam, sweet. So she takes and eats that. Then she says, you need not go there, you can salute from here and go back. So that Meenakshi is surprised. Who is this little girl speaking such a authoritative manner? She says, no, you go, I'll go there. That girl spoke in Malayalam, because Meenakshi knows only Malayalam. She doesn't know any other language. Meenakshi goes towards the Sai Sannidhi, sits down there, offers her salutations at that beautiful white marble structure, and tells Swami, Swami, I am going tomorrow. I don't know now what. I hope my husband is safe. Even if my husband is safe, that is, for such poor people, that little piece of gold is possibly the only life saving they've got. So she was saying, I don't know, I can't go back without my Mangal Sutra. And she walks out of Kulwant Hall. Now, as you can see in Kulwant Hall, that arrangement is there where after the program, all those who don't get prasadam, as they're exiting, there will be prasadam being given. So that day it was laddu. And so that packet of laddu was given to her also. She also received one. She took her packet, walked back. She walked back to her shed where she was staying. In the meanwhile, the others from her batch who were doing duty in the South Indian Canteen had returned. So she asked, have all of you got prasadam? They said, no, we didn't come to mandir. Okay, I got prasadam, let us share. She opens her packet and her jaw just drops to the ground, because embedded in that laddu is her Mangal Sutra with the thread tied around the laddu and lot of kumkum on it. January 20th, 2013. She just goes mad with exuberance. At Radio Sai, we recorded her experience. 3 days later, actually, we recorded it. Not 3 days. The next day, 21st, we recorded that experience. And even in that video, her exuberance is, you can see that. She's saying, oh my God, my Swami gave me back my husband. I know he's going to get all right. I know he gave me, she's so thrilled. This is just another little thing like what strange ant did to Atma Ant. That's what it is. A visiting card. A visiting card that inspires us to go beyond and inquire, not just get stuck in our rote of career, money, relationship, work. Yes, all that you can do to spend your time. But the purpose of life is something grander. And once you realize that, everything else will become so simple. Everything else will lose meaning. Today is also a very, very auspicious and sacred day. It is the day of Hanuman Jayanti, the birthday of Lord Hanuman. Whenever it used to be Swami's birthday, he would say, don't wish me happy birthday. I'm happy anyway. Please wish those who are not happy. Happy birthday to you. May you be happy. And Swami would say, whenever you are happy, that is your birthday. The reason why we celebrate Hanuman Jayanti, of course, there may be different stories, but is to remind us of the sterling character of Hanuman. Hanuman is a glorious inspiration for all of us. That is why when the Vidyagiri Stadium was being constructed, Swami placed Hanuman right on top. Hanuman is the only statue that can be seen from the university hostel, from the university, from the school hostel, from the primary school hostel and the primary school. So Swami said he is the ideal for everyone. What makes Hanuman the ideal? Hanuman was not even born as a human. He was born as a monkey. And Swami compares that with our mind. He says we have a monkey mind. One occasion, when Swami was telling me, he was talking to me and he said, "You have got a monkey mind." I said, "Yes, Swami, I've got a monkey mind." Swami said, "Not ordinary monkey, mad monkey. Keeps hopping here, there, never fulfilled, ever fed, never satisfied." Swami, give me one interview, Swami, that's all I want in life. Till you give me that interview. After that, my next demand I shall put forth. Always jumping. And Swami says, when a monkey turned attention to God, became Hanuman. That is why Swami says, Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayo. Mind alone is responsible for man's bondage and liberation. It says, mind is a key. There's a lock. Turn it towards the world, you get locked. Turn it right, away from the world, towards God. You get freed, you get opened, you get liberated. That is what happened to Hanuman. In fact, Hanuman is sent as an emissary, as a messenger of Rama to the court of Ravana, the demon. And Ravana asks Hanuman, "Who are you, monkey? Who are you?" I'll pause here because I'm reminded of a Greek philosopher. I don't remember if it is Socrates or Aristotle or Plato. I hold all three of them in the same regard, so it happened to one of them, I think. They're walking down the road, it's a dark night, lost in thoughts, deep in contemplation. And as he is walking, he collides with a policeman who is walking from the other direction, a soldier. And he's woken up from his trance and I'm sorry. What sorry? Don't you know where you're going? He says, actually no. You seem to be a mad man. Who are you? And as the soldier asks, who are you? This person turns, holds his hand and says, "Sir, I would be grateful if you can let me know who am I. That's the question that has been possessing me from so long. I don't know the answer." Swami says, that is the purpose of life, to find out who you are. King Janaka had this. King Janaka, many variants of the story exist, but one variant is that King Janaka was sitting in his court, a very wise king. As he's sitting there, he is the monarch of the empire. His ministers are seated down, the noblemen are there, the cavalry, the infantry, the army, everything is there. Nobody superior to him. And he's seeing a performance in the court and he feels drowsy. And he dozes off. And when he dozes, he starts dreaming. He starts dreaming that he's being pursued by some people. He has no clothes, he's hungry, he's thirsty, he's running. And these people are out to get his life. They're about to kill him. He's in the worst possible situation on earth, and just as they're about to slice his head off, he wakes up. And then again he sees he's the monarch of the kingdom. There are people dancing, there are people to press his feet. Again, as he's seeing the program, he dozes off and that nightmare continues. Again he wakes up and now he's confused. He just stops the whole court and he asks, "Idi nijama, adi nijama? Is this real or that real?" The people are wondering, what is this fellow saying? So the queen comes to him and says, "Lord, what happened? I want to know, is this real or that real?" That's all. King Janaka is obsessed. He's wondering now which is real. Because both are feeling real. Right now I'm feeling, how will it be now if I suddenly wake up and see actually that I'm lying down half dead in Sahara desert. And this whole thing of me speaking is a dream. Because when I'm in the dream, it's as realistic. So this is what King Janaka is wondering. Which is real? Me hungry, tired, about to get killed? Or me ruling and being powerful? This goes on for a few days. He is not interested in anything else. He just wants to know, Idi nijama, adi nijama. Is this real or is that real? That is when sage Vashishta comes. He looks at Janaka and says, "Oh Janaka, neither is that real nor is this real. Only you are real." And that is when Janaka returns back to his normal self. Actually, Bhagya sir, when he narrated this experience of how Swami, gave him that vision of the entire thing, that experience lasted for one full day. At the end of that day, he says, Swami just looked and gave a smile at him and he returned to normalcy. He said, no, I didn't return to normalcy, I returned to abnormalcy. What every one of us considers as normal is actually abnormal because this is not the truth. And then Swami told him, that's just a taste. Now work for it. Swami gives us these miracles so that we can taste that omnipresence, taste that omniscience, taste that omnipotence, so that there is that thirst in us, so that we can also strive and achieve that. Because achieving that, we will not feel the need to achieve anything else in life. And that is what Vashishta tells Janaka. He says, Janaka, neither is that true nor is this true. You are true because you witness both of them. That is what our scriptures say, They say there is a state, there are three states, that is Jagrat, Swapna, Sushipti. And they say that what you truly are is the Turiya state. Jagrat is this waking state where I see women on this side, men on this side, chair, table, everything. Sushupti is dream state. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti. Swapna is the dreaming state where I close my eyes and I can possibly dream of me being in Madagascar with animals and trees and everything. There also I am seeing. And there is one deep sleep state, Sushupti, where there is no dream, nothing. In fact, you feel that you have slept at 10 o'clock, you wake up, it's already 5 in the morning. And you don't know what happened in those 8 hours. And you say, wow, I slept well. It is said, what is, who you really are is not what you are in Jagrat, not what you are in Swapna. In Sushupti also, see, the mind is switched off. You can say that when we are dreaming, the body is inactive. In Jagrat state, the body is active, mind is active. In dreaming state, the body is inactive, the mind is active. That's why I am seeing dreams. But in deep sleep, neither is the body active, nor is the mind active. The body is shut down, the mind is shut down. And yet when I get up, I tell, I had a nice sleep. Who is that who had a nice sleep? Your body was not conscious, your mind was not conscious, and yet you say you were conscious. Who is that you? That you is neither Jagrat, nor Swapna, nor Sushupti. It is neither of the three. It is the fourth. What is that fourth? What is the translation of the word Turiya? Turiya means the fourth. That's all. Turiya Avastha that we are supposed to be in is just translated as the fourth. It is neither of these three but the fourth, which is beyond these three, which is beyond space and time. And that is what Hanuman tried to answer to Ravana. When Ravana asked, who are you? He said, Dasoham Kosalendraya. He said, oh Ravana, you ask me who I am. At the level of the body, I am the servant of Rama. He says, what do you mean at the level of the body? He says, because Ravana at the level of the mind, Rama is my Lord, I am his devotee. What do you mean at the level of the mind? Because in the true sense, there is no difference between Rama and me. I am Rama. Ravana was shocked and surprised. Because on one hand, Hanuman is saying Dasoham, I am a servant. On the other hand, he is saying Soham, I am that. But that is the truth. That's why Swami says, learn it from Hanuman. At the level of the body, be the servant of the Lord. Because you are not the body is your instrument. And how you should use the body as a servant of the Lord. See how Hanuman used it. Keep it fit. See Hanuman's body. Bhima couldn't move the tail of Hanuman. By the way, Bhima is, for those who are not acquainted with the stories of Mahabharata, Ramayana, Bhima is another superhero, supposed to be one of the strongest, the son of the wind god, and the younger brother of Hanuman. Indian stories are very, very strange. How can one brother be a monkey and another brother be a human? But all these stories are very metaphorical and have deep significance. That's why. But Bhima could not move the tail of Hanuman. Such strong he was. And Swami says, when you make Hanuman your ideal, be like that. Be like that where you serve the Lord with all the strength in your body. And for that sake, it is important that you maintain a good, strong body. Swami would always say that. It's not for vanity. It's not that I should look handsome in front of the mirror. I need my body to serve the Lord. If my body is not fit, rather than trying, Swami also says, if your body is not fit, rather than trying to spend your time discovering the Lord, you will spend your time catering to the body. Therefore, keep the body fit. And mind, have devotion like how Hanuman had. But ultimately realize there is no difference, because when Hanuman tears open his chest, there is Rama there. And Swami says, if you can tear open Rama's chest, you will find Hanuman there. There is no difference between Rama and Hanuman. Hanuman is that rare being, other than Bharata in the whole Ramayana, who actually got an embrace from Rama. An embrace is between equals. And it is said that Hanuman is a Chiranjeevi. I am saying all this because today is Hanuman Jayanti, and I actually got to know just a couple of hours before, and I felt very inspired by Hanuman. It is said that Hanuman is a Jivan Mukta actually. He has realized the ultimate. He knows that he is God. He is God, he is worshipped. In fact, there are more Hanuman temples than Rama temple. Because in every Rama temple there will be Hanuman there at the feet of Rama. In every village in India there will be a Hanuman temple, especially in North India. So Hanuman is a God. But at the level of the body he served the Lord. Cannot say I am God and therefore I care a damn about you. No, because you are God, you have to care a damn about everyone. If you are not God, you have to care only about your family, about your friends maybe. But when you are God, you have to care about everyone. In fact, in a discourse which Swami was speaking to all the students working here in Swami's ashram, Swami was saying how everything is divine. He was saying that there is no anger because you are anger. There is no happiness because you are happiness. There is nothing else other than you. There is nothing else other than you. You cannot pray to anyone because whom are you praying to? Only you exist. So when Swami said all this, I just asked. When Swami asked for doubts, he was answering different doubts. I got the opportunity and I asked him, Swami, when I keep saying that I am God, is that not ego? Is that not ahankaram? Swami said, no. That is not ego. That is correct Satyam. That is the correct truth. But be careful. Telling I am God and doing all the rubbish that you want? No. Feel that you are God and then do what God does. If I really feel I am God, how will my feeling be? The Purusha Suktam, if you see the literal translation of the Purusha Suktam, it is very, very gory, very ugly. It says that a massive sacrifice was performed where the Purusha was made the sacrificial animal, and his head was cut and his arms were cut and his legs were cut and put into the fire. And from his head came the Brahmanas, from his shoulders came the Kshatriyas. Ugly, bloody, gory scene it is. But if we see the metaphorical meaning, it is only through sacrifice that creation happens. And for the sake of creation, the Purusha sacrificed himself. And what is the description of the Purusha? The Purusha Suktam says, Sahasra Shirisha Purushaha Sahasraksha Sahasrapat. The Purusha has 1,000 eyes, 1,000 hands, 1,000 legs. And Swami in his discourse asks, do you think that he is a museum piece to be placed, one creature with 1,000 heads? Swami says it means all the heads that you see around you are the Purusha's heads. All the ears that you see around you are God's ears. All the legs that you see around you are God's legs. And therefore, the cosmic form of the Lord is what you are beholding before your eyes, the society and nature. And I feel I am like possibly this little finger. I am a part of the palm, which is part of the hand, which is part of the body. I am part of a community, which is part of the society, which is part of nature, which is part of God. The little finger can't tell that, that leg is paining. I don't care. I am fine. It's not, I don't. The little finger will tell, no, let me go and try to pull that thorn out and help the leg. Because that's me only. Hey, you are the finger, that is the leg. How are you same? No, it is me. You don't understand. There's a deep connection. That is how God views the world. That is what Swami means by saying, have expansion love. Have expansion vision. Be able to see how we are all part of the same whole. And when we start doing that, see, this I am saying only theoretically because I have had only little experience in that. But I have had a few experiences where suddenly you call it intuition, call it sixth sense, you will definitely be able to do miracles. Because when you are living each moment with the conviction that I am she, I am this table, I am this, I am you, I am everything, you will get that experience. Your empathy will automatically grow because you don't need somebody to explain to you how she is feeling or how he is feeling. You are there in her and him. We have to sharpen ourselves, and that is the process of sadhana. Sharpen ourselves so that we are able to get that. And once we get that broad vision, all these things, my promotion, my first rank, me getting 10,000 rupees more, becomes so cheap and meaningless. I own the whole universe. How foolish it is that I am fighting for that. I often feel this, I feel this is how God might be feeling. Every time I drive, I'll conclude with this, every time I drive my car into my lane, there's a dog that comes barking and chasing my car. Because there's that little plot of land, the dog feels it belongs to it. And anything that comes in that, it will chase, bark. I tell you, stupid dog, you think that land belongs to you? I can just put you in a van, take you and throw you across the ocean possibly. Throw you somewhere, you'll never be able to come back to this piece of land. Don't think it belongs to you. I'm just allowing you to bark and maintain this as if it's your land. And I go and draw my boundary. I put fence. This is my land. This is my money, my account. I really feel God must be laughing just as I laugh at this dog. That is why Swami says, Alexander, when he left, he said, please bury me. Make 2 holes in the coffin on either side. Put my hands out. Let the world see that the great Alexander who conquered the world leaves the world without taking anything with him. Because all this are just things that keep our body and mind occupied. The purpose of life is something far, far higher. Just as strange ant told Atma Ant, rise above and you'll see that life is just bliss. That is what Swami says. It's only bliss, there's nothing else. That's why don't tell me happy birthday, because I'm always happy. And you are also Ananda Swarupa. For that, I pray to Swami that he gives us the wisdom to focus on the true purpose of life, making that as our top priority. Whenever we make decisions in our life, we do it based on our priorities. If my relationship is a priority, I take a decision in one manner. If money is a priority, I take a decision in another manner. All we have to do is take that first step. Swami says, take 1 step towards me, I'll take 1,000 towards you. I'm sure that's what all the other gods also will say. Because all other gods are the same God with different visiting cards, that's all. Different addresses. It's the same God. Can I take that first step? And what is that first step? Making this, finding out the purpose of life. Who am I? Because that unlocks the secret to all problems in life. It solves everything. Just like Atma Ant found its food, found its cousins, found everything. We'll also find everything. Can we make this as our top priority? Seeking the truth, seeking God, wanting Swami, surrendering to Swami, whatever we may call it. We understand what we are talking about, right? Can we make that as our top priority in life? All other things automatically get taken care of. That is Swami's promise. Swami says, see, everybody worships Lakshmi. Goddess Lakshmi is supposed to be the goddess of wealth. And you go to any business house, they will have those 3. Lakshmi, Saraswati and Ganesha. Ganesha to remove obstacles, Lakshmi to get the wealth, Saraswati also, okay, she goes along well there. Swami says, instead of worshipping Lakshmi, why don't you worship Vishnu? Lakshmi is a pativrata. Pativrata means a wife who is dedicated to her husband. Where does Lakshmi sit? She's sitting at the feet of Vishnu, pressing his feet. Swami says Lakshmi will never let go of Vishnu because her mind is focused only on one man, Vishnu. He will not come for you. And you are trying to attract Lakshmi. Instead of that, welcome Narayana. When Narayana comes, Lakshmi will automatically follow because she has to press his feet, she has to serve his feet. Like buy one, get one free offer it is. But you want only what is free. If you have a powder along with that a free soap, on that soap it will be written not for sale. You can't get this soap. If you want the soap, buy this powder, then only you will get the soap. Can't get Lakshmi without Vishnu. Seek Vishnu. Swami, let us seek Vishnu, but let us not seek Vishnu with the objective of getting Lakshmi. Let us seek Vishnu with the objective of getting Vishnu. Lakshmi is just a byproduct, it will happen. Everything will be taken care of, and this, I feel, dear elders, brothers and sisters, is something for each one of us to experience. With experience, I can tell you, nothing is lacking in my life. If at all I am given a choice to lead my life again, I will lead it exactly the same way I have done now. Because I really lack nothing in my life, and it's not because I have everything in my life. Having everything in life doesn't mean you will not lack anything in life. Because having is connected to wanting. This not lacking is connected to contentment. And Bhagawan says, the richest man in the world, he who has most contentment. The poorest man in the world is he who has most desires. So with that, let us conclude praying to God, praying to that dear Swami, that we too realize the purpose of life, go beyond space and time. And let us always emulate our role model Hanuman, so that we serve you, dear Swami, in our body. We offer our devotion to you in our mind and realize that at the level of the soul, we are no different from you. You and me are one. Thank you. Jai Sai Ram.